Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. So Breitbart, firing these punches left and right now. IRS is now rehiring hundreds of employees that were fired for, fraud, theft, and abusing taxpayer data. That's right, that's our federal government. Biggest bunch of asshats ever to walk the face of the earth. Now, I'm not trying to stereotype any civil servant or every civil servant, because I will not. There are some fantastic people out there that are trying to do what's right and trying to salvage what's left of our crumbling republic. But, boy, it's hard to overcome the level of stupid coming from your special employment service level employees and higher. It's really sad. And the IRS really is a snapshot at just how broken our country really is. It truly is. John Hayward writes, the Inspector General for Tax Administration has discovered under Commissioner John Koskinen, there we go, the Internal Revenue Service rehired 212 employees that it had previously fired for offenses including tax evasion, theft, and abuse of taxpayer data. The title of this report makes it clear that the IRS continues to rehire former employees with conduct and performance issues. This is according to a U.S. Senator who is not named in the report, although Senator Richard Burr of North Carolina introduced legislation to block the agency from rehiring such employees shortly after the report was released. So probably Richard Burr is behind this, which is great. At least somebody is trying to do something about this. Our government and its hiring practices and its the way it ties people's hands to be able to discipline and ultimately get rid of underperforming people is a travesty. It's an outrage. And everybody should be pissed off about it, but no one really talks about it. And me being a former civil servant, I can tell you, it was hard being a top performer and having to carry 5 people on your back all the time, because they would just sit. They would be so bad that you wouldn't want to work with them. So they would be on your project, charging to your project, and sitting in a corner surfing the internet and reading books all day. But they were so inefficient and just so lazy that it was actually better for them to sit in the corner and do nothing than to slow the people that actually wanted to get things done and were hard chargers to actually, get work done. They actually hindered the process. And these are the people that we keep on the payroll. That's why I say you could decrease, honestly, truly, if you went strictly by performance, you could reduce the level of civil servants in half at least. You could cut civil service by 50% and still maintain the same level of services. There's that much dead wood in federal government. And that's just federal government. I don't have the experience or life experience of being in a state government position or a local government. I don't know that. But on a federal government position, I could, without a doubt, eliminate 50% of federal workers and still maintain the same level of service. And I know anybody that's a civil servant out there, you know it and I know it. And whoever's out there's deadwood, you're the ones that are going to come out and say, oh, no, and be defensive. And it's the ones that really, the hard workers, the one out there, you all know what I'm talking about. You all know what I'm talking about. And this is just another example of that. And of course, the IRS is just another cesspool in the government. I don't know how anybody on this planet would ever say, by God, I want to work for the IRS. I want to serve my country and I want to work for the IRS. I never heard anybody say that. Even Joe Bannister, he didn't want to do the IRS at first. My good friend you just can't believe it. And then all of a sudden, poof, I'm in the IRS. What do I do? Joe Bannister was great. He goes and just asks his boss a question after just 2 years of extensive study into income tax, the laws. He couldn't find the law saying we're required to pay it. So he simply asked his upper chain of command, hey guys, look at this is all the work I've done. This is where I can't find a law that says people are required to pay this. Why are we enforcing the income tax on people if we're not required to? 30 days later, he's out. Asked to resign. Why? Well, my friends, the truth is indeed a lonely warrior. And the fact is, there is no law that says we have to pay. It's invisible contract and how they kind of rook us into contractually obligating ourselves to pay income tax. But you don't have to. It's all in how you work it. And unfortunately, the way that they enforce it and the way that they fight against those that may just exercise their right not to pay it, get vilified, abused, thrown in prison, their assets seized, taken away under a jackboot. And the army is big that you have to fight. And their lawyers, they don't have to have retainers and all this kind of stuff. No, the government, they will get you. Just, they'll wait you out. They'll wait you out because you have to pay a lawyer. So, it's kind of a no-win situation, even though we know that it's just bunkum. We end up having to pay it just because trying to fight the system sometimes can be impossible. And it's gotten to the point now where they have to hire thugs that were fired because they were thugs. They rehire them, 212. Why? Because maybe you can't find enough people that have a conscience? That's probably why. It's unbelievable. I'm Joe Joseph. This was the DailySheeple.com's News Shot. People, come on. Call Congress. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. Have a great day.